My name is Randy Chhabra. I am a captain paramedic with Austin Travis County EMS. And I'm excited to be here today to talk to you about a new innovative approach to providing your community with child passenger safety, what we call the Safety Lab. But before we get started, I just want to recognize our partnership with Cincinnati Children's Hospital and their Buckle Up for Life program supported by Toyota. Without them, this would not be possible. And without them, our vision to better serve our community would not have come to fruition. So thank you very much, all of you over at Buckle Up for Life, for helping us. I'm a paramedic. I've been a paramedic for over 20 years. And over those 20 years, I have been dispatched to thousands of motor vehicle crashes. I've had the unfortunate opportunity to see the negative outcomes associated with children who are involved in crashes, who are unrestrained or even under restrained or improperly restrained. I also had the opportunity to witness the benefits of child restraint devices when used in children who are involved in crashes. I've been on hundreds of crashes, probably even more, where children walk away completely fine or with very minor injuries due to the use of a child restraint. And this vision came together of having a mobile CPS classroom that we call the Safety Lab. The Safety Lab allowed us to provide an improved educational experience for caregivers. We still maintain that hands-on learning, but this time now they would come into our mobile classroom or the Safety Lab, and we would provide that education on training stations or dial-up belts, where we'd have better accessibility for both the caregiver to learn as well as the technician to educate. It also allowed us to implement classroom style educational concepts like videos. So the ability to watch a video in your language specific to your situation, whether that's rear facing, forward facing, booster seat, allowed us to take our education to a different level and also benefited learners of different styles. Caregivers still got that hands-on experience, and after conducting their, having their experience within our Safety Lab, caregivers then went back to their vehicles and independently installed their car seat without a technician present. So they didn't have that technician to kind of crutch them or support them when they struggled. That also allowed that technician who then went out and checked the car seat to provide reinforcement education just in case there was any gaps in the education or retention from that caregiver that was identified from an improper installation. The mobile CPS classroom also allowed us to meet families where they live. We were able now, since we had a smaller footprint and a mobile classroom, to target neighborhoods. We were able to identify areas that had poor compliance with regard to child restraint use, as well as target communities within communities. And so we were able to host events or conduct events at apartment complexes or even mobile home parks. Not only were we able to target neighborhoods, this allowed us to target specific locations or events or like things like health fairs or even programs that are non-CPS related, but still targeting that same demographic that we're trying to connect with, like people with food insecurities or food pantry programs. We also were able to go to various school events and connect with kids at these school events since we had this mobile classroom. In our more rural areas here in Texas, we were able to set up the mobile classroom or the Safety Lab at the Walmart parking lots. Most of our rural areas have a Walmart parking lot and it's on a major roadway. So it provided a space for an event as well as the visibility that we're able to connect with those communities. The mobile CPS classroom is temperature controlled. So that obstacle of being out in the heat in the summer, we were able to overcome that because now both caregiver and educator or technician were in the classroom being able to educate as opposed to out in the elements. It also helped us with our outputs. So when we moved away from that one-on-one education model, we were able to start meeting more of the community demand. In the Safety Lab, we have 1 or 2 technicians working with multiple families at the same time. So we're able to have greater outputs, but maintain that same level high outcomes. It also made us less dependent on staff. Previously, to have a lot of impact or large outputs, we had to have a lot of staff to have large events. That was no longer the case with the mobile Safety Lab. So as you can see, we're greatly thankful to our partners at Buckle Up for Life, Cincinnati Children's, and Toyota. We welcome feedback on this concept, any questions you may have. And like I mentioned in the video, maybe, hopefully, we'll get to see more safety labs out there in your community. Thank you today for joining us, and thank you for taking the time for listening to their presentation.